Good morning. Today we are going to have a lesson about an American poet that I like very much and I consider one of the best representatives of the modernism and the imagism movement in the United States. And it is something that I want to tell you about William Carlos Williams. Okay, he was an American poet and was also he studied also medicine. He was also a doctor, and he was born in 1883 in Rutherford and died there in 1963. His parents have different origins from different parts of the world, so he, for the first time, it was very difficult for him to find his roots, his cultural roots. But when he found them, they were so strong, and we find them in all his works. Then I told you, was a doctor, and he considered his activity, his career as a doctor and as a poet, as two things that were complementary. He told that the satisfaction he received from the works he wrote were the same as the satisfaction that he received as a doctor. It is a concept that is very important to understand William Carlos Williams. In fact, all his poetry regards the fact that in nature, in the simple objects of nature that he considers with the eyes of a doctor, from the objects of reality, it is possible to reach the spiritual reality. So nature and spirit are the same, and all is inside a simple object. He went to Europe with his family, his wife Florence, and his children, and considered the European culture as a virus that was inside himself after having known it. So the wife and the children remained to Europe, and he went back to the United States. He wrote The Tempers and then Rome, that are his first works. But I'm not interested in this kind of works today. I want that you understand William Carlos Williams, starting from two brief poems. The first is The Red Wheelbarrow, and it is in Italian La Carriola Rossa, and it is a description of an object. All depends on a red wheelbarrow glazed with rainwater beside the white chicken. So simple. Tutto dipende da una carriola rossa ricoperta da gocce di rugiada accanto ai bianchi polli. It is a description of a wheelbarrow. It is a simple object in reality, but it is not an object. It is a key to understand all the universe, all the nature, all his thoughts regarding life in general. So, describing an object, the object does not remain a simple material thing, but it represents a way of living, a way of considering society, a way of considering all the universe. In fact, why do I say this? In fact, he thought that art was something that could be able to represent, to support also society. And he was in favor of the poor classes. For this reason, he was accused of communist ideas, and for this reason, he lost his works to the Library of Congress. That was an important, a prestigious work, and he lost everything. He lost everything. Yes, it was a particular period for him, but he did not surrender and continued to work and to write. Another poem that I consider as representative of William Carlos Williams' ideas is So It Is Just to Say. This is the title. It is just to say. It is the same title that we utilize writing a brief message for a son, for a parent, for everyone inside the house, at home with us. And we leave a message, on the fridge, on the icebox for the other person. It is just a message. It is called, this is just to say, I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox and that you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. Questo va detto. Ho mangiato le prugne che erano nel frigo e che tu probabilmente avevi conservato per colazione. Ma perdonami, erano deliziose, così dolci e così fresche. What about this? This is a brief poem that is contained on another work that is Patterson. It is a work for the theater that William Carlos Williams wrote. And so, it is a simple message that describes simple objects that are the plums, sweet and cold, left in the fridge, in the icebox. And so, sometimes it happens that we behave in a certain way, we do same actions, because it is inside the object, the idea that the action must be that one. So, if I leave sweet and cold plums in the icebox, I have to consider the possibility, the probability that the plums will be eaten by someone. Probably by my husband, someone so near to me. And so it represents a way of considering all the reality. Some things happen and have a moral judgment inside them. There is something to justify something because it is contained in the object itself. It is a key to understand a way of thinking in society, a way of behaving in society. Something so simple, that is the eating of sweet and cold plums, is described as a way to represent something that happens in reality when we justify ourselves, our actions, considering them as deriving directly from the object in nature. It is, according to me, it is an original way. We are speaking about an imagist poet. We are speaking about American modernism. That is a period that I love so much, and I think you have to love it too, because it is something so near us. And so it is a way to write with joy, simple writings that are so deep if we consider their meaning. And the meaning is not something abstract, different from the object, but it is contained inside the object. So there is no differentiation, no difference between object, that's to say reality, spirit, meaning, nature, all is bounded together and it is conceived in reality. Reality is the key. So if we want to speak of everything, we have to start from simple objects in reality. You can describe, for example, your house. You can describe your mom, your father, and your dog, or everything that you have, also the earrings that I'm wearing today. And through them, represent a deep concept regarding reality itself, nature itself, the spiritual value of the object itself. And the spirit is not something different from the object, but it is contained inside it because we have to start from reality, because we live in reality. And so, according to William Carlos Williams, we have to start from the object and then utilize it as a key to open other doors that are the doors of imagination, of spiritual life, of everything that is contained in the universe. That's to say, the object of reality is a key for the universe itself. And so when we read the brief poem, The Red Wheelbarrow, or So this is just to say, we read something so simple, and the doors open to something so deep. It depends on us. It depends on the way that the reader has to understand reality, to understand simple objects. When I speak about simple objects, I mean also simple events in our life. It is the same thing. Simple events in our life that make us conscious of what is after, what is behind. Okay, this is all. Of course, this is a lesson that does not want to explain everything. You understand that it is impossible in a brief time, but it is a lesson that wants to open your minds, to make your curiosity start and act, to find other things about which are not spoken today because it is not possible. It is just as a gift to you, as a sweet and cold plum that I give to you, so that you will eat it, you'll understand the value, and you will continue your research. Remember, you have to continue your research with your possibility, with what are your deep desires, your deep answers, the answers that you are searching for to your questions. Okay? I have finished today. It is the end of everything. Bye bye. Next time.